your comments because Ruth and I are running out of them very fast here. ITV.com// this morning, because you're going to be here taking phone calls and texts and all that sort of thing. So please do that later. But we mentioned in the intro there about Take That. How much are you in awe, Mikey, or how much do you owe Take That? Because you followed them first time, I suppose because of them you were created, and then they went away and came back. Were they an influence again?
Well, first of all, as far as music is concerned, you know, way back through the history of music, you always have bands anyway, you know. So what they'd done in coming together in the first place wasn't necessarily anything new. That said, the pop market and the way Take That originally entered it their first time around, and then the reunion that they done, you know, we did watch closely, you know, and they took very careful and astute moves, you know, to make sure that it all went right. So yeah, we did, you know, take a bit of heed to the way they were doing things.
They set the bar pretty high,
yeah,
didn't they?
that was the thing.
I mean, the single, was it Patience, was their first one, I think.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
But even their comeback tour, which some of us went to see, was incredible. I mean, it blew our minds, and that, I think, was the catalyst that pushed us into the last stage of putting the band back together.
We had them put on a
they look very
show.
well. Do you remember us going to see them in the Opera House in Belfast, and you were all in white suits?
We still have those.
You still have the white suits? Yeah, these are very well.
Can you still get into them? That's
no, they're huge.
So the new single, that's out today, isn't it?
No, it comes out today in Ireland. It comes out on Monday in the UK.
Monday in the UK.
Tickets are out today for the May June tour next year.
This is called Love You Anyway.
Yeah.
But this is quite a new sound for you, isn't it? Was that intentional, that you wanted a different sound? You didn't want to be just the kind of Boyzone that everybody knew?
We didn't want to come back with, you know, a big ballad, what people would expect of us. We wanted to come back with something that was unexpected, and that's why we went in the studio. We were waiting for a long time to find this song. And, you know, we had lots of different songs floating about, but we decided, the record company and us decided on this one, that was going to be a good move for us, and that's why we released it.
I think it is, Stephen. I really like your look. I think you really do come across in a very mature way, which is nice. But let me ask you this. We're talking about...
Thanks, David.
High praise indeed.
Well, because it's always a big risk. I mean, I'm sure you all debated and angst about it and thought, oh, is this going to work? Who's going to turn up to see us?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And, you know, like last year we did the Children in Need gig, and we were very apprehensive about, you know, coming back into the public eye and so on. But slowly, with each little bit of publicity that we did, there was a positive reaction from the fans and the public. So it just encouraged us step by step to go further, you know.
Here's what I want to know. You were talking about, Ruth was asking about going on tour there and how it's different. Are you guys like footballers? Do you get, like, do you have to double up in a room or anything like that? I mean,
No.
Lucky enough, an odd number.
At this stage, like the tour we went on, we didn't even have a tour bus like we used to have in the olden days. And simply, we all have our own drivers, our own tour managers and stuff now, mainly because of our families.
Yes.
And obviously, you know, everyone's got our own little things that we do. People want to go early for whatever reasons or stay late for whatever reasons. And when our families come on tour, like the family and friends dressing room is far bigger than our dressing room. You know, it's absolutely packed, you know, but it's an amazing environment.
So no more wild parties after the show. It's like back, slippers on, cup of cocoa.
What are you looking at me?
Most of the boys, that's the case.
We usually sit down in the dressing room afterwards, wind down, have a glass of wine and just have a chat.
Yeah, I think we're honestly enjoying it more. It was very rushed back then. Like Keith said, we didn't have time to enjoy it. We're sitting back, we're taking it all in. After the show, we used to do runners after the show, straight off to our hotels or whatever. Now we sit down, glass of wine, and we just chat about the gig. And, you know, we hang out a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, we're enjoying each other's company more.
Well, I can understand, you've got the greatest hits album, I can understand that, but then could you push it that bit further? Will there be more beyond that? Is that your ambition?
I think really we're just kind of taking our time with this and seeing how far it will go. You know, it's been very positive up to now, and we have spoken about the possibility of doing a studio album in the future, should everything before then be
And it's like marriage counselling, I would have thought, this time around. We talk about separate cars and things. You've obviously learned things about not getting on each other's nerves.
Absolutely. That's the biggest part of this.
Eamon a few things.
But, you know, understanding that, not rubbing each other up the wrong way, you know, not winding each other up, spending time apart so that you enjoy, you know, the time together. Why you laugh? You know.
We've struck a good balance between the work and kind of home life, and a good understanding of, who we all are these days, you know, so you don't press those buttons that you did years ago, you know.
Do we believe them? They're all giggling, so we're not sure. Listen, we're delighted to have you here. You're going to sing live for us, as you always sing live.
Yeah,
so thank you. New single, don't miss it at the end of the show today. And of course, your questions. So get your questions in this morning at itv.com. Anything, they said, anything you want to ask them. Now's your chance.
Well, the competition, 15 grand, have a go. These 5 young Irish lads appeared on This Morning for the very first time, and what a performance it was.
Three babies
that
you
look
were.
is gold now.
1994. Just look at them now. They're boys to men, they are. Gorgeous they are. And listen, we've got so many questions coming in for you this morning. One of them
Don't
says...
read that one, you can't read that.
No, can't read that on daytime telly. Oh, no, I know, here's one. Tess, thank you. A nice clean one from Tess. What do you do to calm your nerves before you go out on stage?
Calm our nerves. We have a group hug, say a prayer, and possibly a little bit of rescue remedy.
Yes, yes. I like that rescue remedy. Gets me to sleep.
That's not very rock and roll, is it?
I can't tell you what we really do. Call it rescue remedy. It's got the brandy ring.
That's what they call it. That's what they call it these days. OK, well, lots more of your questions with Boyzone, taking those a little bit later. Email anything you want to ask them this morning at itv.com, but got to have that by midday.
OK, and they're going to be performing live new single at the end of the show. Also this morning, we're in Wales, round 3 of the search for the ultimate